Between March and May 2011, a group of young people from Tullycarnet, East Belfast and Poleglass, West Belfast came together to look at the issues of prejudice, stereotyping and discrimination against young people. This is their story.
Hello, my name's Gareth Hughes and I am from Tullycarnet, Belfast. I'm currently studying my GCSEs and I'm working hard at the minute. They're all going towards hopefully being a special needs assistant when I'm older. Oh, that's in your 10 years time though, damn it!
My name's Christopher and I'm from Poleglass in Belfast. I'm in tech at the moment, Springville Learning, doing level 2 journey. It's good sometimes, but at the minute it's not, because it's all the work is just dried up.
My name's Kyan, I'm from Tullycarnet, East Belfast. I'm a full-time mummy to a boy and a girl, and it's really hard because my wee son, he's just been diagnosed with autism.
My name's Stephen from Poleglass in Belfast. I've been creating music for a couple of years and they're basically coming along.
My name's Carly, I'm from Tullycarnet in East Belfast. I'm unemployed at the minute, but I'm trying my hardest to get a full-time job, so I'm currently volunteering and working a lot with young people and children with autism.
My name's Gary and I'm from Poleglass in Belfast. I am unemployed, but I do a lot of volunteering in Sally Gardens Community Centre, which I enjoy very much, and helping out in the community.
Hi, I'm Courtney and I'm from Tullycarnet, Belfast. I'm currently at school and studying A-levels and I want to be a wildlife rehabilitator.
Hi, my name's Michael, I'm from Poleglass in Belfast. At the minute I'm in college studying mechanics. I like this because I like fixing cars and stuff.
My name's Helen, I'm from Poleglass in Belfast. At the moment I'm currently unemployed and looking for a job and finding it very hard.
My name's Steve McMillan and I'm from Tullycarnet. At the minute I'm studying graphic design in college and I'm working in the Castlereagh Council.
My name's Christopher and I'm from Poleglass in Belfast. Currently I'm studying my A-levels and I'm working part-time.
My name's Jimmy Gray and I'm from Tullycarnet. I'm currently studying for my A-levels in school. That's alright.
My name's Jennifer, I'm from Poleglass in Belfast. I'm currently unemployed at the minute, but I'm doing a qualification for youth work and I like that, so I enjoy doing that.
If we were seen in the town and we had our hoods up or wearing like goodies, like you wouldn't get into most shops and the security men would stop you and ask questions, where are you going and what you're doing and what shop you get into. Literally it's just the way older people look down at the young ones, like they just say, oh, he's this and he's that, but really we're really not. Why should we be discriminated against and seen as the same as everyone else? From my personal point of view, I think it affects everyone's earnings. It's a big issue in a lot of areas, and it's mainly Poleglass, Trimberg and Egmore, and not even just the west of Belfast, in the east of Belfast too, I think. Just because we're from Poleglass
doesn't mean
we steal stuff.
Just because we're young drivers doesn't mean we're joyriders.
One ahead.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Alright, fellas, okay, here, lads.
Alright, there you are.
Sorry, lads, not tonight. What do you mean, not tonight? You're just right.
Oh,
Want to take a coach or something?
We'll take them off.
No, on ahead there.
Sure.
Alright.
Just because we wear hoodies doesn't mean we're hoods.
I do think young people are discriminated against. Older people in particular tend to become frightened by a group of young people if they're wearing a particular kinds of clothes. They've maybe witnessed people wearing that kind of clothes committing a crime or involved in antisocial behaviour, and then naturally blame all people wearing a similar kind of clothes.
Just because we're in a group
doesn't mean we're up to no good.
I think people have to remember that police officers are just people too, and that people can have a negative viewpoint on maybe young people wearing certain kind of clothes, because we have experienced bad experiences with people as well. So there's no doubt that whilst it shouldn't happen, it probably does happen, that we do treat people differently on occasions when we really shouldn't.
Well, I like our young kids running about now at the minute, but most of the kids that are going to town or around in the areas with the hoods, they're getting a very bad name, and it's actually nothing to do with the children. Like, you know, it's just the environment which they're actually brought up in.
I moved to Belfast nearly 5 years ago. I haven't encountered racist
Abuse, well, I have, but I wouldn't say it was racist abuse. I think it was just people saying things out of ignorance. People are now moving away from the Irish and Protestant conflict, and now it's going towards minorities in Belfast and stuff.
I've applied for about 10 jobs over the last lot of months.
Really?
Yeah, but I haven't got no response from them.
It's a waste of time applying for them anyway, sure they never get back to you.
I'm on the same boat. I've applied for 7 and not one of them's got a reply to me.
Do you think it's where we live?
Think so. I think they probably see our postcode and go, there's no point giving them a job. They're not going to show up if they're from Tullycarnet.
Either if it's got back to you and said yes or no, there's nothing worse than waiting around.
I just hate on the application forms it says you have to be 16, but then it says at the bottom you need 2 years experience. How are you going to get a job with that?
Tell me about it. My whole family's been on my back to get a job for ages, but I haven't got any experience, so how am I meant to get a job?
There would be a perception that the area has a low intelligence and that the education standard wouldn't be as high as it should be. However, I would say that's in most areas. You have the Shankill Road, you have things like that. It goes across the board. It doesn't happen. It happens to be in Poleglass, but it can easily be in East Belfast and North Belfast.
Just because we have no qualifications doesn't mean we're stupid.
I've been looking for jobs in youth work or office work or sales reps since last June, so almost a year now. It's not the trying to find jobs to apply for that's difficult, it's the fact that when you do apply for them, you either don't have the experience or the employers don't bother to get back to you to say thanks for applying, but you haven't been lucky this time.
Well, I worked in the movie dock down in King's Square about a month after I had Blake, and I worked in it for about 6 months, and then they weren't paying me. Like, they stopped paying me, so I just left it. I've been unemployed since about 3-4 years. I'd be better being on benefits than getting a job, because I'm entitled to things that I wouldn't be entitled to if I was working.
Just because we're unemployed doesn't mean we're lazy.
I'm melted, I swear, there's nothing to do about here. Like, guys, get my headers.
Are you serious? No, I'm standing here like a dick with 2 wee lads.
Keep going.
Denver's on the upper street.
Keep going, bro.
No,
Seriously, what sort of headers at you? What? It was you. You're poop.
Oh, Mummy, will you stop getting on again?
Listen, poop.
No,
you
you're
guys
being a
said
wee
to
bitch.
before, you're being too loud, just move on, will you?
Sorry, right. Right, no, let's come on, can't even be annoyed, come on.
We'll just go down to her house.
They don't hang about around here because of the like of the Bytes and that to come too. And, you know, it gets them off the streets. And any young ones it is about the streets. They would do anything, they would really help you. And they do respect older people in this estate.
In 5 years' time, I would like to be living in Australia.
In 5 years' time, I'd like to see myself in my own business as a mechanic fixing cars.
In 5 years' time, I'd like to see myself as a firefighter protecting and serving our community.
I'd like to be working as a music producer.
I'd love to train to be a behaviour therapist.
In 5 years' time, I would like to see myself as a paramedic.
I would like to see myself doing fireman.
In 5 years' time, I'd like to see myself as a qualified youth worker working with young people.
In the future I want to be a professional graphic designer and work in a company or start my own business.
And in future I want to join the army.
I would like to see myself in 5 years' time as an occupational therapist towards kids with a disability.
In 5 years' time, I would like to see myself still volunteering and helping out in the community, because that's one thing I really enjoy doing.
10 years' time, I'd like to see myself working with special needs kids as a classroom assistant, etc. Why I want to do that is just because I think I get on well with them and it's really interesting. Everything's always different.
My advice to young people is if they feel discriminated against because they're wearing a hood and they're not allowed into somewhere, or because they're Catholic or Protestant and for some reason they feel discriminated because of that, or just because they're young and they went to a job interview and didn't get it because they were young and inexperienced, my advice to them is keep on trying. Just take it with a pinch of salt and say, well, it's your loss, you know, I'm a great human being and I'm going to grow up to be a great adult who's going to show an example into my community.
Just because we're young doesn't mean we're immature.
Well, if you treat young people the way they should be treated, they're all right.
No prejudice! No stereotyping! No discrimination!
What we need is a brand new start. We gotta find love within our heart.
Reaching out, holding hands, what we want is a peaceful land.
Well, what a day, what can we say? We like to thank Bytes for showing us the way. Well, what a day, what can we say? We like to thank Bytes for showing